Magnus is going in. He's more of a counter. In this TI, it feels like you get 30+ minutes. You want the better team fight nowadays.
I'd be a little scared of Monkey because he does have some hard lane matchups in the game. So if they pick it now, Team Secret, I think, still have the ability to flex.
Yeah.
This Tiny to a 3, the bottom to a 4, Shadow to a 5, kind of run a tri-lane, help the Tiny a little, and then, you know, they'll give mid one this favorable matchup. Yesterday, I think we talked a lot about giving mid one a favorable matchup, and they weren't really able to do it in the Mineski series. So his laning stage was, you know, it was really hard for him, I think. But in this game, if he does get it,
whoa! First Ricky of the tournament has just come out.
So back in the NA scene, before I left to TI, everyone started playing Ricky mid. Everyone was saying it's the cool new thing. You have a lot of new HP regen.
You have 5 HP at level 1, right? Yeah.
So the hero, the backstab works on denies, so he kind of tries to get the maximum amount of CS. You know, it's like the old Kunkka, where you'd be able to get every deny and every last hit. And it kind of owns these low armor range heroes. Like, I played Invokerverse it the other day, and I got completely destroyed.
Last pick Earthshaker, but yeah, it's really okay. So Ricky mid is what you're thinking.
It will be
Chris
a Ricky
Luck,
mid, yes.
He's a Ricky mid player.
Yes.
Oh boy.
This is going to be
Spicy.
some and the thing is, it could be an Earthshaker middle as well, right? I think that actually deals very well with
it.
We don't know. Did he?
Yeah. Did play it.
Oh man.
I'm excited.
We've got a last pick Ricky into Shaker. Ricky is definitely the talk of the scene right now. But before we get our draft, I want to hear what Purge has to say about these two drafts.
It's a very cool draft from Team Secret. What they did was in their first phase of bans, they banned out all of the comfort heroes for Infamous. And that's very effective to do against a team that isn't as normalized in the pro scene. They might be going for heroes that they feel comfortable with. So when you ban those out, it's going to put them on the back foot a little bit. And on the other side, Secret also got probably the most contested heroes in the patch right now, core-wise, with Tiny, who can abuse his Aghanim Scepter, and Void, who can Chronosphere to combo that extremely well. So you can use these two teamfight heroes and gank heroes to get tons of kills in the early mid-game. But on the other side, Infamous does have the benefits of having Mag RP. They've also got the PL, which is going to be effective against the Mirana, another really, really strong laning hero that Secret got. So from my perspective, it seems like Secret got almost all of the best heroes in the current meta, according to this tournament so far. And on the other side, Infamous is going to do some typical wacky stuff, but with new heroes. So it's going to be an amazing match. Let's toss it over to the casters.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and Secret have been wearing the crown all year long. But here at the International, they have been put to the test. And here in the lower bracket, they're gonna have to match up against every young team that wants to be able to build their legacy, cement their immortality by bringing down the king. First, it was Mineski, which Secret barely managed to eke out a win against, and now it's going to be Infamous, another underdog team that has probably built up even more steam than Mineski has.
Infamous is such a surprise, just because I think any betting man would have had them in the bottom 2, and that would have been one of the more comfortable bets that you would have made at CI. That would have been not a guarantee, but very near a guarantee. And the fact that they're top 8 and they're in a position to knock out Secret is incredible. And Secret, everyone is waiting to knock them off. You just have contender after contender coming after that crown. Even though OG are the defending champions, being the top of the DPC means you have the most attention on you.
Exactly. They're the ones who are favorited to be able to win this International, no matter what the results have said so far. And Secret did exactly what a lot of us talked about when facing up against Infamous. Why are teams giving them the Wraith King? Why are teams giving them this like Schofield Tiny stuff like this? Just stop letting that happen. Ban away their favorite heroes. In Infamous, they have the opportunity to be able to show that they are not just a one-hit wonder, that they have depth to them, and they have something up their sleeve, and that's going to be the mid lane Chris Luck Riki, a hero that has not been picked or banned yet in the International until now.
And you're talking about depth. If you can win a game with Riki on the main stage against Team Secret, we can definitely say that you've got depth to your team.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be something that Secret may not be totally familiar with.
Oh, did you see that, by the way? Schofield dropped all of his items in front of Puppey. If Puppey just levels Disruption there and he's quick enough, if he anticipated that Schofield was going to do that, Schofield would just be starting with nothing right now. He dropped his boots on the ground first in front of Puppey, trying to bait him out. And this is something that makes his team so cool and unique. How many players are willing to risk this much money, this much placement, stuff like
Oh, an early toss up in the top lane. Schofield heads into the range of the tower. Fortunately, Puppey with only Shadow Poison can't really stall up Schofield, so not going to have our first blood. But Secret are trying to get a certain set of lanes right now by swapping things around. Is it because they want the Mag versus Void matchup? They want that one-on-one?
I think so. It's a really good one-on-one for him. Plus, it's not easy for Mag to be in a position where you're dual laning against the Tiny plus the Shadow Demon. You're just going to get pure denied. Whereas one-on-one matchup, you're perfectly fine. Plus, top lane, I think, is going to win. I feel like they have a lot of harass potential, and they can easily secure Hector's farm in this game.
Our mid lane matchup is definitely going to be the most interesting first. Puppey, he's going to be fine.
And I've never seen,
silence.
in professional Dota, I don't think I've seen Earthshaker versus Ricky mid. I think this might be a first for me.
I'm pretty certain that Earthshaker is one of the few heroes that can really deal with the backstab damage. Comes to the Riki, the arrow comes out, and that is going to be your first blood on Stinger. They try and turn things around by killing Puppey, but now Schofield is overextended himself, trying to trade off kills, and he's going to be slowly whittled away by YapzOr. As Schofield, the Shadow Shaman, it has a bit of a slower base movement speed. So the boots versus boots right now is going to be the favor of YapzOr, but doesn't really feel like chasing that
DD
far.
Runa top. Curse Luck is going to make his lane a little bit easier here. Mid one going to pop the salve. He is taking a decent amount of harass, and he's going to take a little bit more here. Mid one probably doesn't want to trade up against this Ricky. Who's going to deny so many of these creeps. This is why Ricky mid has some potential.
So one of the big benefits of Riki Core, right, is that cloak and dagger, is the fact that you have this this agility damage multiplier that allows you to be able to do a lot more damage when it comes to getting CS, both the last hits as well as the denies. Opening that a lot of CS open to you that normally wouldn't be. But in this situation, it's matched up against an Earthshaker who also has the same kind of ability.
Top lane, Hector getting low.
He's going to be chased down in the trees. The arrow lands from YapzOr. That's going to be a second kill for Secret. Make it a third now, as they're going to be able to disrupt Stinger, perhaps, and bring him down. But Zai is actually a little bit too low. No mana. If anything, Puppey has to be careful. Schofield's really gunning for him right now. Ether Shock needed another swing or two to be able to finish him off, but they do at least bring down the carry of Infamous.
2-0 early kill lead. Right now, no team is too far ahead, as Infamous and Secret are nearly identical when it comes to the network, despite that.
Oh, he tossed, but it was an illusion that he actually got, and as a result, he's going to be shackled up and finished off by Hector.
And that's -2.
Permanent loss. Try not to think about it too much, but it's always there.
And especially on a hero like Tiny, who already has a slow and small base in-pull. Plus, you're not going to go for treads that much anymore. A lot of people have been opting for the phase boots on pretty much every strength core, which means you don't have that option of strength in switching on your treads. Regen rune picked up by the Magnus, still doing okay against the Void.
Whisper actually ran down to the bottom rune, and he was rewarded. He actually got a regen, so he refilled his bottle and had some regeneration. Some time lost in lane sucks, but it was honestly probably the best rune that he could get in that situation.
I think he may have made a miscalculation by going for the 2 levels of the Shockwave, just because Void top.
Oh, they're going to be able to bring down Schofield. Now Stinger's in trouble. YapzOr leaping forward. And with the poison, Fairy Fire going up, but Stinger can't get to the trees fast enough. YapzOr gets the double kill.
And YapzOr is making this lane hell right now for Infamous. A lot of arrows, good movement overall. Mid lane, Chris Luck getting quite low, but
you could see it in the CS. This is not a 1v1 matchup. This Riki is really dumpstering, which I think they were hoping for. They're going to land another arrow. This time, Schofield is going to be the one to fall as Secret and Bade going for those bounty runes. Now, Zai's going to be a bit low, but Hector running out of mana, now going to be disrupted as well. They just do not seem to be able to contest this tri-lane. And the other 2 solo lanes are going perfectly fine for Secret.
On top of that, Stinger was forced to pick up 2 of the sentry wards to try to help his Riki mid, but mid one's not buying any. He doesn't really care about this Invis Riki in his lane.
every single time Chris Luck shows up, mid one just fights him because Earthshaker has those kind of good base stats. He's able to hit him every once in a while with the Aftershock. The Enchant Totem allows him to be able to contest for like range creeps that Chris Luck would usually be able to get the deny on against other 1v1 matchups.
And Schofield's made his way mid, but he's got to be careful too. Mid one is level 6. Gonna fight over this rune.
Try and jump a mid one. He does have his level 6. It's gonna be a little precarious for Infamous, and the arrow as well. Oh, they do have the smoke screen, but that's enough to stop Schofield from falling. Not sure what Infamous really was planning out there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the end goal of that play is, considering it's an Earthshaker. He's just stronger than you right now. Your Ricky's not level 6.
And maybe the cracks are beginning to show. Infamous drafting some heroes that they haven't played as much in the group stage and even the playoffs. And as a result, just look a little unpracticed with what to do.
Give them a little bit of leeway because this team catches up through farm real quick, Cap. Really, really quick. Plus they have a Magnus, one of the heroes that they're better with. Whisper's got a one-on-one solo lane, so he's gonna pick up levels pretty easily.
That is true. Like we've got 2 different agility cores that have pretty good agility stats, especially the Phantom Lancer, right? His agility game is off the charts. That Empower is really gonna start kicking in the mid game.
And Earthshaker's good against you until a point. Then there are ways to work around it. It's really hard for him to know which the real PL is.
Oh, toss up, Hector. Does have the doppelganger.
Stunned by
the Avalanche is going to be able to hit all of them. Which one is the real one? They've sniffed it out, but they won't be able to get the kill. Bottom lane, skewer in, RP being used, and they will be able to get the kill on Nisha. A sneaky rotation from Schofield. And finally, Infamous, they get an opening. They get a kill that is not a trade.
And it's a kill on a core that's had solo XP, so this is going to boost up everybody that was a part of that. Nisha on his way to the Midas. Anytime you die, getting that close to Midas, it feels so bad, Cap.
Yeah.
It slows down your timing, your rhythm. It feels like you're being punished for your greed. I think he decided to go for it because most Voids do, but also it didn't feel like anybody was going to try to go for the gank on such a high-level Void. And he's got 2 levels of the Time Walk. But with the Arcane Rune, he was willing to pop the RP there. Mid one's gonna grab the Invis Rune, might opt to start making some rotations around the map, as mid lane has been so free for him.
Hector, one of the biggest things that everybody's been praising him for, especially pro players, is his proficiency at farming. And most of the time it's been on that Wraith King or Lifestealer, but here it's on a Phantom Lancer, which could be the hardest carry of the 3. But we haven't seen a whole lot of Phantom Lancer. Why is that, Blitz? What caused this hero to fall from the meta?
I feel like he's just too slow. His teamfight potential really requires him to hit so many different item timings. There aren't a lot of carries nowadays where I feel like you have to wait for 3 different items before they feel viable at fighting.
Yeah.
And Phantom Lancer, part of the problem is you have carries like Tiny that just get 1 item. You get an Echo Saber, you feel pretty good about fighting. Then his next item leads into the Aghanim Scepter and you're even better. Whereas Phantom Lancer, you get a Diffusal, still not good at fighting. You need 1 more item, you get Manta, you're still squishy. You have to keep building upon your farm. And in this meta, it feels like everybody is so fast.
Yeah.
Even Faceless Void is considered a slower hero, but the one thing is you come with the best teamfight in the game in Chronosphere. It can always save your ass, regardless of what position you are. And I feel like heroes like Void, heroes like Wraith King are just good because it's easy for your team to play around. Everyone knows the kind of playstyle that you want to exhibit.
Whereas Phantom Lancer, his timings and how
it's so
he's
weird
able to be in a team fight, it's a little different. There isn't those obvious team fight wins. There isn't those obvious timings. It's more about the other 4 of Infamous being able to basically win fights and provide openings for Hector to then clean up with his Diffuse Blight, with all the chase down that Phantom Rush gives you. We're going to see a heavy rotation coming out from Secret for the 10-minute bounty runes. Infamous do the same on the other side of the map, but Nisha does grab one of them, so.
Quick thing to notice is that one of the best ways to deal with Ricky, of course, is going to be the Force Staff. And as a core player, you don't love building it as one of your first items, but if you just take a look at YapzOr, because of the sheer amount of kills he's gotten, and he's got pretty good farm to go along with it, he almost has it in its entirety.
That's pretty crazy, especially since mid one is going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. You would think that the smoke screen is going to be a good counter to him, but if he can rely on YapzOr, to get him out of that silence. This will be a very effective core pickup. Whisper's gonna make a rotation over here. He's empowering up Hector, but what else are we doing here? We're trying to make a play to defend top. It's that Siege Wagon already dealing so much damage. Mid lane, they're gonna go for it. Mid one, he's definitely in trouble here with the combo. The shackles, wards, and the ult coming out from Chris Luck.
He time walked into the smoke cloud, so wasn't able to instantly pop the chrono, which allows Chris Luck to reset. Get back into the fight. Puppey getting chased right now. He should know about this. What I really like about Secret is they place a sentry to go along with every one of their wards.
Yeah.
You saw that at the bottom lane. That's how Nisha knew that Chris Luck was coming. The downside of this, though, Cap, is it's going to really slow down everyone's farm. Puppey is used to being a slightly greedier 5. You're not going to get away with it in this game where you're buying so many different sentries.
Chris Luck is just trying to find openings anywhere he can. The empower, and he's going to try and go for YapzOr here, but double leaps gets him away.
And they're smoked up right now on the side of Infamous. They want to make the rotation up the top lane, but the tower's already dead. If they could kill mid one, that'd probably be the biggest kill that they could go for, but he does have a haste rune, so they'd have to lock him down nearly perfectly. They're hoping he walks onto the high ground here. Maybe if he gets onto the low ground, Schofield's waiting. Whisper has the RP.
Gonna be able to open with the Hex. They have the follow-up shackles. No need for RP here. They can hold that ultimate for Whisper. A big kill on mid one, as he just gets a bit sloppy. I was really concerned for Infamous there. It just seemed like they didn't know what they were doing around the map. A 3-man smoke up where Chris Luck goes bottom. They lose the tower top, but being rewarded with a core kill makes this a little bit better for them.
Walking up hills with no vision is the easiest way to die in Dota. That is 10 times out of 10, you will get punished for that at this level. Infamous is definitely good enough to take advantage of that fact. Mid one just a little bit too cocky. But I'd like to see some sort of tower pressure right now from Secret, aside from that top lane.
Yeah.
Take this bottom one, rotate around to your Chronosphere. The downside of making that move, though, is that Nisha doesn't really have any items that can really fight yet. He has no damage dealing, so somebody else has to come, which is exactly why Zai's down here.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. They don't really have a clear tower pusher, right? It's like maybe Zai can throw some damage into the tower, and yet Secret has still managed to take one tier 1, and they've done a fair amount of chip damage in that mid lane as well. Nisha was really trying to push that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Tiny's pretty good, but I feel like Secret's philosophy throughout the year is you don't have to have these tower pushers. As long as you can just kill them enough and get map control, it's okay. Yeah. Towers will naturally fall because the best way and the easiest way to clear towers is if you can skip the wave and put all the creeps onto it. Puppey top.
Does manage to get off the disruption. That should be enough for Puppey to get away. Chris Luck, it just really shows. When Ariki is trying to move around the map, trying to get these kills without his diffusal blade, without any sort of slow, the smoke screen just isn't good enough. Stinger is going to be caught here as he tried to just collect a little bit of the golden experience flowing in on the tower push.
Yeah, we talked about this bottom tower push. This is exactly what they needed to do. Even if you don't have the easiest ways to set that up. Whisper mid lane, gonna go on to mid one. The wards have been dropped too. Shackles to follow up. Chris Luck with the blink strike, and that'll nab a kill for them. Unfortunately, without the wards, won't be able to put any pressure, and Whisper is in fact stuck and has no way to get out. He doesn't have a TP, no phase boots, and he's just gonna have to hold this position. They should TP and kill him here, Cap.
Yeah, 25 seconds, a skewer's up in 2, the arrow's gonna nail him. He does have the skewer up, Azai's gonna go for the back line, tossing him into the Serpent Ward trap. He's gonna be shackled up though, and the Global Sounds will actually protect Infamous very nicely. Zai, though, is still gonna die from the tricks of the trade.
How did that go well for Infamous?
I think Secret just got a little bit greedy about it, but the Global Silence was honestly just perfect.
It was, and Whisper, I mean, he wasn't meaning to bait there, but it works out for them in their favor.
Yeah.
6 to 7, most of the gold lead coming from the towers that they were able to grab early on. And Chris Luck doing this entire time. One thing about Infamous that really stands out is one of their 2 cores is always farming.
Yes. And this game, it's going to be Hector, while Chris Luck is the one trying to move around the map, make plays, but he's going to get chain stunned here. Shouldn't be able to get off the smoke screen or the tricks of the trade. Going to use the Echo Slam to make sure he has no chance of living.
They know that Stinger's in this area because of the ward. Mid one gonna run into him. This should be an easy kill. Stinger doesn't even have boots
and the
right now.
Chronosphere at the bottom lane as well, leading into the arrow, but Hector shows his face. They're not going to be able to get that kill. Back over the top lane where Stinger, I honestly just don't think there's a way for him to survive. No matter how much he jukes this, a Fissure and some Shadow Poisons is going to be enough. 6-9, Team Secret up by just a K.
Chronosphere, just, it's strong, of course, but without any damage items, when you go for this Midas build, you'll have levels, so you'll have level 2 Chrono, but you literally don't have any attack speed.
Yeah.
You need Maelstrom, you need Mjolnir.
That is something that did kind of strike me about Secret's lineup. They don't have the obvious big nukes to throw into the Chronosphere early. Later on, you know, if they start getting double Starstorm, they get the tree volley, then it's insane. But early on, you don't have the absolute greatest. Most of the time, it's just going to be set up for an arrow, maybe some Shadow Poisons.
Oftentimes, that'll be enough, and Infamous don't have that easy save. What this game, I think, will come down to is not really even the farm, but it's the initiation. If Secret take a good fight, they're the ones that started, they can just snap 1 or 2 heroes to begin with. I think that Infamous...
Oh, the long-range Hex managed to catch him. Another Serpent Wards. The Shackle's going out, the tricks, the trade, but it's just not going to last long enough unless... No, Nisha does manage to get the time walk away. They're going to still try and chase him down. Chris Luck thinking about it, but that time dilation slowing him down.
And that's 3 times that they've gone for Zai. Looking around the area, he does have a Blink Dagger. I do like how Schofield's using his wards just aggressively to grab kills. Doesn't really care about the cooldown very much. It doesn't even feel like they care about towers all that much. This top pressure is the first time we've really seen them try to do something about it.
Yeah, Hector's like, I guess with Manta, I'm finally strong enough that I'm not scared of any sort of solo kill. But even then, he's really not trying to push it too much. He could be there swinging at the tower. Instead, he's trying to hit neutrals, while most of Secret showing mid.
I think Secret have realized, as bad as we are at potentially taking fights or taking towers, Infamous is even worse right now.
Yes. That's why they're just been aggressively hunting for a lot of the game, a lot of four-manning. The Moonlight Shadow is there going to try and get into the high ground. Puppey drops Sentry, but they've already jumped on Nisha. This is a fantastic kill. If they can get it with the Global Silence, it's going to be good enough. The Force-Staff save is not there. Midwa jumping forward with that Aghanim Scepter is going to be able to hit Schofield to finish him off with the Enchant Totem swing. Chris Luck looking for his opening, but Hector's in trouble. They need to be able to bail him out, but he does manage to get the Doppelganger into the low ground. Zai wasn't able to catch him. A buyback from Schofield. They're going to try and chase down some of these heroes, and the buyback does result in at least one kill. Here's Puppey. His TP is going to get canceled. Whisper's going to use the RP to be able to grab Zai. He skewers him back into Stinger. They just want to make sure they have the damage, that Zai's not going to be able to get away to Blink Dagger, and they can give this kill to Hector as well. They gave it to Puppey. Oh, Stinger takes that last hit instead, but still, Infamous between taking away intelligence, between getting Hector these kills, he's now top net worth by a large lead, 10K.
Ooh, he's already hit that 10K mark at 18 minutes. And this is the dangerous part is, Hector will get his. Regardless of what the situation is, dying at top lane, Hector will get his. And maybe we finally see some sort of tower pressure. They do have the wards. And for a brief second, we saw Infamous finally take a gold lead. These guys, and they came to play today.
And the first Serpent Wards for a tower as well. It's always been used to try and get a kill, but mid tower being all important here.
Schofield gets the last hit, and finally, I'm okay with Stinger getting the kill because he needed boots. My man, 18 minutes in, just picked up a pair.
No.
If you conversely look at Puppey, I mean, he's a literal prince compared to Stinger. He's got 2 bracers and a magic wand.
Yeah, you said Puppey was going to be the poor one because he has to buy so many sentries, but somehow Stinger ends up even poorer.
Yeah, Stinger, his luxury item right now is that Windlace. Wow. But he's had to buy just as many sentries to combat the fact that Puppey's pot.
They're going to find him. Schofield fast enough. He's going to be able to get the Hex before the blink. What a massive kill, and that's all thanks to that Observer Ward in lane. They saw Zai run through the lane, go into the trees, and they hunted him down as a result. So we're going to go back and take a look at that team fight. Schofield with the buyback here. Because of that, Disable is able to stop Puppey from TPing out.
Bottom lane.
Oh, we go back into it. Is now with the Global Silence. YapzOr, he's done. They're going to look at Puppey as well. Tricks of the trade being used right as Nisha was hoping for the Chronosphere. Puppey, he's almost dead here, but they chance on him. Jump in for mid one. Looking to be able to finish up Chris Luck, but he heals. He got the magic stick. Is that going to be enough? The smoke screen, he gets the swing. He gets
the Chronosphere.
Chronosphere going out to finish off Schofield as well. Doesn't want to deal with those disables.
During that time, look at
nobody
Hector
from
top.
Infamous is actually coming over here because Hector, he's trying to hit a tier 3 right now. Stinger's just buying him time. Go, Hector, go. I've got this.
2K gold lead still for Infamous because they took the tower. Secret, they've got to put pressure on this tower, but they feel a little bit worried because they don't have Chronosphere. They're just going to back up completely, let things go. They do get 3 kills, but it does cost them a tier 2 tower. They don't get a tower trade in return, but I think for Secret, they're happy about things.
Yeah.
Being even in a game like this against a team that wants to farm, you still have the better team fight, I feel like.
Yeah.
With Earthshaker, with Chronosphere, I think your ways of setting up team fight are easier anyways.
I'll agree with that if Infamous don't make a good fight happen in the next minute and a half. Because
Okay.
they did use Chronosphere, they did use Echo Slam. We still have RP up for
This would be a
Magnus.
really good time to smoke.
If anything, Infamous should go fight right now.
If what Chris Luck did know is he was actually outside of the sentry range, and then he walked back into it. He was confused.
Yeah. You just never know with
Oh,
those
they did go for the
situations.
smoke. All right, so this is what we wanted out of them because the timing of it works out so nicely.
Yep.
If you can get this kill, you will get a free Roche.
They
If
know
you can
they
get
have
a core kill.
a solid 45 seconds until Echo and Chronosphere. They don't have Global Silence, but they have confidence.
No, they're
Oh, okay. Maybe this is a cooler play. Instead of trying to force the fight with just off an RP, trying to
trust
go
me,
for
this is
Roshan
not going to
instead.
work. Secret is a wily team. YapzOr already fired the arrow into here. They've committed though, and they saw the Serpent Ward pop Zai. Gonna
Nice
blink in any
shadow.
second.
It's gonna throw in. What about the smoke screen though? They need that out in place to make sure. Oh, Chris Luck is actually gonna jump forward to make sure they can't actually get inside the pit. But Mid-1 and Nisha, they're gonna come through the right tracks. The midfield doesn't actually die yet. They're trying to get through Whisper. He gets tossed up in the air straight on the Secret, but Hector, he's finished off Roshan now with the agents. He's gonna try and finish up this fight. Mid-1, he does have the Echo Save. They have to be careful of it. He does manage to get that off and jumps away just in time before he's burned out of mana. Nisha now goes for the Chronosphere. He sees that Chris Luck is inside the pit and he should be able to swing him down. Hector though, the Global Silence going off, surrounding Zai, who's burned out of mana, has no hope to be able to survive through this. Mid-1 lays out the Fisher for him, but Infamous feeling the fight. They got the Roshan. It worked for them.
A 3-for-2 trade and the buyback from Puppey. They did lose their mid Ricky, but they get the bigger objective. Hector, who grabs that Aegis, and he is so incredibly farmed. He has almost a heart. He's got a fully completed Manta and a Diffusal. We talked about how this hero could be a little bit slower in its build-up timing, because you're not looking for the 1 item timing, not even the 2, but you need 3 items on this hero to feel comfortable. And he's almost got it at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, we're almost there, and that's where maybe some of the damage problems are going to come up. Chronosphere may not be enough to finish off Hector anymore. Blitz, you said something I think that was really smart this morning. You were talking about the synergy between cores. You said you named a lot of teams that just had it. Mineski had it. You say Infamous has it between Chris Luck and Hector. What is that synergy?
I feel like they know where the other person wants to be. Part of being a good 1 and 2 combo, and I feel like that's what makes OG so potent. You saw it in the interview yesterday where Casey said, how do you feel about Ana coming back? He said, I love Ana. He's my favorite player ever. Is top. This is going to be a free kill for them. Nisha, a pretty big one at that.
This is massive. They need another smoke screen with a level 15 talent. He's got it.
And it feels like they know how to create space for each other. They always play on opposite ends of the map.
Yep.
It feels like Infamous, their 1 and 2 positions have an understanding of how they want to work.
Absolutely. You can see, oh, Hector, stop it. The captain of Team Secret getting dove behind his tier 3, but Zai does manage to make an entrance through the back. But he's just been skewered into Hector. He's going to get burned out of his mana so quickly, but Mid-1, what an entrance from him with that enchant totem. Arrow
Nice arrow.
stealing out the Magnus as well. He's finished off by a toss that comes out from Zai on the right-hand side. He's now been burned out of mana entirely, though. The Moonlight Shadow protecting the smoke screen, though, is enough to be able to finish off YapzOr, Zai, and Mid-1 will back away, giving up this tier 2 tower.
They did get some out of that as they forced 2 buybacks, 2 heroes dead, so this is going to be a 2 for 3, but they might just go and push this. Top lane is pushing at the same time. You see that Schofield's going for the play. He's hoping that nobody comes in, drops the wards. Tier 3 being assaulted on both sides of the map. Secret have to decide. They decide to go for Schofield, but this also means the bottom lane likely to lose its tier 3.
Nisha.
Secret, they're in shambles right now. They're not quite sure where to go.
Nisha has the Chronosphere. He's going to need a beauty here to be able to help stop this push. Hector's actually going to jump forward, trying to get Puppey here with the avalanche. Surrounding him, he does have the extra life though, and maybe that's why he's just so fearless right now. They do manage to get a smoke screen onto Nisha, but Hector looking to be able to finish off Puppey. The global silence going down, right the enchant totem swing, but Mid-1 not able to finish off that Phantom Lancer. Hector's keeping it away, but now the Chronosphere goes out. They're looking to be able to bring down this Phantom Lancer. He does have the Aegis though. Stinger's going to die inside the Chrono as well. They use the arrow though. Do they have the chain stun? He's going to be able to jump away instantly with the doppelganger. Inside of the tricks of the trade. Mid-1 trying to bail him out with the Echo Slam. He does it. He managed to finish off one. Chris Luck almost dead with the BKB. He can't get out. He's dead as well. Infamous drop 3. And Secret, they will manage to hold on to their melee barracks.
Took heavy damage at that top lane, but a great fight for them overall. They only lose the range racks. Secret, it feels like, comes online when they lose racks.
Yes.
It's like they're okay with that idea as long as they're winning team fights. Nowadays, it does feel like if you're getting wiped repeatedly trying to take megas, it doesn't necessarily feel worth it.
No.
That's not a game-ending situation anymore.
Infamous just as easily in that situation could have taken the tier 3 and backed up and gone trucked.
Yes, but instead they decided to stick around. They felt their strength. It was just such an awkward fight because they don't have the vision advantage going up into that. And Secret, their veteran team, they understood that was a great fight for them to take.
You saw that fast blink from Schofield, dodging the Fisher at Mid-1. Here you could see how just far Hector dove in so deep, all the way into the tier 4s to try and finish up that Shatter
Look at
Demon.
this top move right now. Schofield's got blink and Aether Lens. He's going to see YapzOr. This should be a free kill for him. Hector's going to come in now. Ward's even dropped for this.
Despite the Force Staff and trying to contend with the Riki core, it's really the Shadow Shaman that has been YapzOr's worst enemy. Now look at that, 82% win probability. Blitz, if you told me there was an 82% chance that Infamous would be bringing down Team Secret
Why
for
though?
a top 6 position before this international,
Before, yes.
I would have said that's absolutely crazy. But going into this series, it felt like a 50-50 matchup.
Yeah, I think this is a straight coin flip, especially with how mortal Secret has looked in their last few series. This is not the dominant team that we saw. You can see the cracks. You can see they're not playing with that same bravado and confidence that we saw all throughout the year where they said, we're the best team in the world, come at us. But keep in mind, gold leads mean nothing to this team.
Yeah.
Counting them out or waxing poetic about how good Infamous is doing doesn't matter. We can talk about how good Mineski did. Maybe you'll say they outplayed Secret for 85% of the game, but when it mattered, Secret moved on. 2-1, that's the only result anyone will care about. It doesn't matter that Infamous had a 3-4K gold lead with an Aegis. Secret can just bust out a win.
Yeah, believe me, you tell those Mineski players right now, hey, you guys did a great job. You outplayed Secret a lot of the game. It's not going to make them feel any better about the fact that in the end, they were out of the international. 19-20, 28 minutes in. Infamous only holding 1,000 gold lead, but specifically Hector holds a 5,000 net worth lead over the second carry in the game. That's Nisha's Faceless Void.
I will say though, having net worth on this Earthshaker is so important because Riki is, I think, the type of core that needs to continue to scale quite high. Whereas Earthshaker's damage as a core is really nice. It's really easy to get off because of the Acceptor. And even more so now that he's got this BKB, there's only one real way to control him up. That's the RP.
Fortunately, this Empower does allow the Riki. Most of the time he has issues where he's not running around getting kills. He's a little slow at farming. The Empower actually helps him out quite a lot. He now gets his level 18 as a result.
And his biggest problem
massive level as well
is that you have to melee jump in and you don't have a disable as a core.
Yeah.
And you're really squishy.
Yeah.
You will die really quickly as this Riki. He's got good armor, but I mean, take a look. He's got a BKB, a lot of stat items, and only rocks 1,500 health.
Just one Echo Slam, one Toss Avalanche.
Hey, we saw him pop the BKB, and they just killed him.
Yep.
A 1,500 HP BKB does not feel good.
Trying to get the Basher right now. I wonder if an Aghanim Scepter is in good consideration for him as well to be able to solve some of those issues. Just jump inside, whispers Magnus.
Yeah, and look at this aggressive pickup from Team Secret. They grab the gem on the Earthshaker. Big fan of that. Feels like they're playing to win.
Yeah. Like, not just against the Riki, right? But when you're trapped inside your base, you know they're going to have aggressive vision. You need to take that vision away from them so you can reclaim your farming spots.
2K gold lead dips down to 1, hovering around that area, relatively even game between both squads. If anything, I'd actually give Secret a little bit of an edge because of the amount of teamfight they can put out and how easy it is.
Yeah.
I actually feel like this Ricky, every time I have seen him as a core, it feels a little bit underwhelming because of the way you have to fight.
Yeah.
And Schofield, you will die for daring to go for that arcane rune. That was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Mid-1 collects it for his bottle, and the Shadow Shaman has been a really big part of Infamous teamfight in Secret. They see that opportunity, a 4 position going down. That's an opportunity for them to take an objective.
And look at this, they instantly know about the ward drop by Stinger.
Yeah.
They're gonna deward that. That'll alert both teams that they know about each other's presence. Hector gonna come back, and Secret, after they grab this tower, they have to deal with that top lane, and that'll make it so that Schofield isn't pressured, doesn't have the buyback anyways, but even if he did, because of this top push, it sort of just makes things even.
I really like this route to travel from mid-1 as well, just allowing him to be able to deal with pushes like this, but still be able to join his team. I mean, he's like a great combination, right, of catch against this Phantom Lancer and the side lane pushes, but also he represents so much team fight. He can't be absent from his team. Hard up next, win for the echo damage against an illusion hero. And it's going to feel pretty value. Magnus looking for it, the RP immediately onto him. The smoke screen going out, but they still have the damage. As a toss tree as well as, man, Nisha's just not really getting the bashes whatsoever.
They're just trying to go
Stinger out there. It's going to be Stinger who goes down, but inside they have mid-1 trapped, and the gem, the tricks of the trade. Now Chris Luck looks to be able to get out there, going to be able to chase down Puppey. Who else from Secret is going to get caught? Schofield, he's trying for it. He's got the blink dagger, he's got the shackles. He can dodge the arrow, try and get the hex off, even with the Lotus Orb. It doesn't matter, just stop side from being able to blink away, and he does it. Hector gets on top of him, and Nisha, look at him, he's just sitting on the high ground. He's going to fight back. Schofield right now does manage to get the arrow onto him, but immediately a smoke screen. Now a skewer back. No, Whisper gets stuck up by Nick. RP not able to get that. The echo there with the volley as well. They rain damage from above to be able to finish off most of Infamous. Mass buybacks coming out. They're trying to save Hector. Half health, doppelganger away. Mid-1 jumps into him now. The RP, it doesn't hit mid-1, and that's so bad. He managed to get off the Fisher, and that's done onto Hector. The arrow heads out as well. He nailed the volley. Die with another fresh volley. Finished off the supports of Infamous and Team Secret. A long, drawn-out fight.
And Roshan is up. That looks so good for them to start. They got the kill on the Earthshaker. They recovered the gem, but they just went for a little bit too much. And that's that discipline that this team, it lacks at times. And Secret, I mean, they have that experience. They know how that fight's gonna look if it goes on for long enough.
I mean, I just can't believe they didn't just leave Zai behind. Nisha opting to go back in with mid-1 buying back at the same time and TPing in. It turns the fight around humongously. Look at him, he jumps onto Whisper right as he was about to get the skewer into the smoke screen. And
That was such a sick echo right there. If they get RP'd in that situation, Secret have just bought back and lost the game.
And this one too, the RP not, the skewer and the RP not catching mid-1. He gets a Fisher out, so there's no damage onto the two that get controlled.
And now they're going for the high ground, and this is why, in Secret, they don't care about the gold leads. All it takes them is one fight.
Yep.
In these positions, Mineski learned that the hard way. This team is scary because they will find a way to win. It won't always look the prettiest,
but they always have. It's like the old EG where you always have the team fight, you always have the ability to win the late game.
Yeah, it just makes your early game look so weird, which is something I've been thinking about Secret for a while. It feels like they can't really play that mid-game tempo like they like to, but they'll hold the high ground great, and there will come a time where you will make a mistake against them, and you will falter.
Yeah, because it's so easy to misstep. It's so easy to get a little bit too aggressive and get countered by buybacks. Because no matter how strong you are, if it ends up being a 5 versus 10, you're just not going to win that. You're going to run out of damage. You're going to run out of cooldowns.
Yeah, that's why after we saw the win percentage, I thought it was actually in Secret's favor.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought it was like 70-30 them. I think that's what I said. And they're going to grab another kill here. Nisha, he has more than enough damage to kill Chris Luck. And this team, they're starting to fall apart a little bit.
I mean, at this point, Chris Luck just can't show himself anywhere around the map.
1800 health with the BKB. That does not protect him.
And the 25% backtrack again for the Faceless Void. Nisha continues to run this. I think we saw him do it in the group stages.
It's pretty value against illusion-based heroes.
Yeah, for sure. Slowing down the damage.
And it's even better than Butterfly because there's no way that you can deal with it. It's not evasion in that sense.
Yep. Zai.
Top lane,
He's looking
Schofield.
for an opening. His smoke is going to break, so he should know, or unless he thinks it's in the tower. He thinks it's the tower.
Looked like he was walking in that area for a second, but does know Hector, for as farmed as he is, he needs a pretty big RP to set fights up for him. They just need their disables to be able to live. Schofield ping for it right now. He wants his team to come in. Both teams actually know about this.
Yeah, but it's so hard. Oh, he managed to get the shackle on his side. Here comes the arrow. The Fisher out as well, but he didn't blink anywhere. He does manage to get comboed up. Whisper with the skewer backwards. Both BKBs going down. There's where the RP is with Global Silence on Nisha right now. Mantis up. He's going to jump for Schofield, and he does have that cheese, so he's going to be in fighting shape. But heck, he's trying to finish off the eye. He does manage to get one, but mid one stuns him up. No, the BKB at Hector. He is able to doppelganger away. Chris Luck with his own BKB, who's trying to go for the back line. Does manage to get a bit of bash on mid one. Mid one, low on mana. Does have enough just to be able to make one jump away. Chris Luck really wants to hunt him down. He's got the blink cast range too. If he can actually just get the vision, that's going to be opted by Schofield. First to Hex, now the follow-up. Chris Luck with the smoke screen slowing him down. Nisha coming back in here to time dilation. Does have the Manta. Hector though wants to be able to burn him out of his mana as fast as possible. And Nisha has just enough to be able to time walk away, but Chris Luck's not going to let him get out. He managed to get the bash there, controlling him up, and it tricks the trade. The carry of Team Secret falls, and now maybe even a little bit more. Earthshaker still has that Aegis. What if they
for him,
caught
but he's
him?
far.
He is so far away. And Whisper, he would have to make a blind guess with a skewer, which he does just 2 seconds too late.
And that fight, it looked like it was going to be so good, but for once Hector led the charge. He tanked up so much of that damage, and the ward placement by the Shaman, by Schofield, was sick there.
Yeah.
He made it so that both melee cores on the side of Secret were stuck. They were huddled up together, lined it up real nice and easy for the rest of his team to come in. And now it's Infamous that are playing aggressively. Maybe they want to force the buyback out of Nisha, but he'll have Chronosphere on that respawn, and they have Echo. It's not like they blew a lot of spells. Infamous, they've got to be careful.
Fisher first, no arrow. Hector has
Hector's
himself protected by illusions, and again, Hector's gonna go for it. He got punished last time, but he doesn't seem to care. Chris Luck, he gets hit by the enchant totem, avalanche out, but the BKB goes off first. He's gonna be able to get the bash on mid one, but he knows it's not worth committing for that hero. Mid one jumping in, immediately hexed up. Trying to get the silence as well. Hector wants to stay away from this guy as much as possible. Hector pops the BKB now. Mid one holds the Echo Slam. Now going to try and finish off Puppey. Puppey is going to be falling, but Schofield as well as Stinger both die inside the combo from side.
And mid one looks like he wants to chase, but not going to be able to do so. Completely burned out of mana. Zai clearing out some of these illusions, and that's the second range racks taken, but...
And you have to wonder, did Infamous, did they just push their luck a little bit too much again, because they don't have buyback on the Shadow Shaman?
And they know about that on the side of Secret. They weren't able to burn out the Aegis. Mid one was never really able to get isolated out. He's way too tanky with the BKB and the Reaver. They'd have to get into a position where they're 1v5ing, just beating on him.
It's crazy how Hector keeps on just running past mid one and going for these heroes in the back line. And mid one, he's trying to chase him down, but...
Hector, if he stays for that one creep camp, he will die. They've got vision on him too. Whisper on this high ground, gonna blink out.
He's got a force up as well, but he's not gonna use it fast enough. The Chronosphere does manage to catch him. They get the control onto the Phantom Lancer. They're gonna be able to get these silence. They use the BKB in the follow-up. The Echo Slam. It locks down the carry of Infamous, and it'll catch Whisper as well. They have a buyback.
He doesn't have buyback for 110.
They have a buyback on Hector, but it's only going to be in 3 of them defending against Secret. Once again, Secret's buyback. Secret holding the high ground. It's going to turn into an offensive position.
I'm starting to think that Secret is actually maybe the most exciting team in Dota right now. Because of their playstyle and the way that they force teams to fight around them, everyone just obliges, and you get into these weird situations where you just non-stop run at each other.
Chris Luck is going to try and get a fast kill onto this tiny, not so fast though. Look how tanky Zai is. Tricks the trade, trying to burn him out. He's managed to get a bash though, stays inside. He's down to half health. Zai trying to run away, but they're chasing so deep for this one. The BKB goes off from Chris Luck, but a force staff, and Zai, blink up, he's away.
That was the buyback from Hector. This is going to push the gold lead to 12K. Secret in a very strong position now.
That's what they wanted out of that. They can have their buyback on Nisha. He just needs some more gold. Same goes with Puppey and mid one.
And the scary, weird part about Secret is when you're ahead of them, it never really feels like you're ahead of them.
Yeah.
And when you're behind them, it feels like you're going to lose the game.
And let's say this about Infamous, right? We know they don't have buyback. We know that Secret has buyback. Everybody knows that. But I still feel like Infamous is not going to slow down. They're not going to sit inside their base.
I mean, they went into a position at top lane, which was so ballsy, where they decided to go for a push.
I mean, look at Chris Lux just...
Yeah, Chris Lux actually just went for that. If he has Chrono up, he pops BKB, you just die.
Yeah, you
Then
don't
the
have
game's
BKB
over.
on Chris Lux, so if there's any sort of avalanche or Fissure immediately...
Yeah, the fact that they went top against an Aegis, and there was a buyback on Nisha just to get that 1 Rax.
Yeah.
That really felt like they were playing the wire there.
And that's the thing, is like, this is why we talk about Infamous and their playstyle being so cocky. It just seems like they don't really care who their opponent is. They think they're gonna outplay them. They're playing in a position of inferiority. They're playing in a position where they don't have the buybacks. They're playing in a position where they could lose the game if they force a fight right now, but they're gonna do it anyway.
And that's what you have to love about this team, is their commitment to just running at you and trying to win Dota.
They just hit the level 25 on Hector with the Doppelganger cooldown. It is so hard to lock this hero down, but Secret has so much control. It's going to be a battle of reflexes between the BKB, the Doppelgangers, Chris
find the
Lux,
angle
his
here.
tricks and trade. They're trying to find the angle, get into the high ground. Schofield managed to find his opening on to Puppey. The global silence immediately popped out. Nisha pops the BKB, goes straight for the Shadow Shaman, does manage to get him as well as Hector. That's massive. They're going to be able to get the enchant on a follow-up. Chains on him out for the BKB. Goes out the RB and locks the ball down. Look at that hit. Whisper, can they finish him off? The angle save goes on and Hector says, no, that's not my fight. I'm out of here. Stinger's dead. They're just going to try and chase down the rest. It's going to be Chris Lux who falls as well. Stinger and Chris Lux, they do have buyback, but Hector, he was the one who could not die there. He was the one without buyback, and he does manage to get out safely.
Oh, that fight, it looked like it was going to be okay for Infamous, but Secret, just too tanky. Mid one, 3,500 HP and a BKB. You're not taking down this hero easily.
I mean, is Hector, are they getting the Empower onto Hector? It just feels like when this RP comes down, he just doesn't do any damage to them.
No, I don't think he had. He definitely didn't.
I mean, he doppelgangers away. That's going to tear a lot, but...
They just don't have the damage right now. Even with the wards with Ags. Secret, resilient again.
And this is what we talked about multiple times, and how to be able to play up against Infamous is to let them and all their aggression challenge you and put yourself into positions where you can counterplay. So whether that's being tanky enough to be able to take the fights, having early BKBs, playing on the high grounds. Because, you know, Infamous, once they get their heads into smoking and making a fight work, they're going to go for it anyway. That means Secret, after winning that fight, are going to be able to get the Roshan. That's Aegis, Cheese, and a Refresher Shard for Nisha. We have any other big level 25s that just got picked up? We have the Avalanche cooldown from Zai's Tiny, who has the Crystallis, soon to be Daedalus. So watch out for that tree volley, especially on top of the Chronosphere.
And there's a Hex on YapzOr, who has been an absolute fiend in this game. Another item, more Satanics coming out for Secret. Mid one's gonna grab one too.
Dude, there's so many instant disables for like the disables that can come from outside of vision as well, with like Fissure and Avalanche. Infamous have to be like super trigger happy with the BKBs.
I love, by the way, how aggressive mid one's been in this game.
Yeah.
We said he needed these kind of games. He had one yesterday. This sort of just builds on it. These are the kind of games that build your confidence. Rework yourself. Because I think even he would admit he feels like his performances are probably a little bit underwhelming. But the last two, I mean, he's coming in clutch. His team fight in these games have been insane. That one fight that probably determined a lot of how this game looks, where he bought back, hits the 3-man Echo.
Yep. Hit the Echo, doesn't get hit by the RP. Like so many little things he did right in that.
Yes. He should be absolutely commended for that.
The smoke up from Team Secret. They're going to sweep through into the triangle here. They can catch anybody from Infamous. It would be massive. It's right as
Infamous probably have one more good fight in them left.
Stinger. He does have buyback, so he's going to be the one. Copy the smoke rotation.
And going to walk up this area, the rest of them. He could buy back, but he doesn't have a shrine to connect with the rest of the team, so it looks like the smoke just not gonna, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, Infamous are very likely just to pick up this bounty rune. Okay, they're baiting the bounty rune.
Yeah, they're trying to bait the bounty rune, hoping that one hero comes in. The idea behind it is that everybody goes, Secret feels like they have control of this area, they grab the bounty rune.
Yeah.
And they just send one hero to do so. But I think Secret, they're smart. Don't walk up into that area where you don't have vision. Just go into the high ground right now, and Secret will know that this was a trap.
What's a bounty rune really going to mean if you can go high ground and force a buyback out of Stinger right now? It just means the next fight, you just easily retreat and try. Oh, look at this fast play coming out from Schofield, trying to make a sneaky little Serpent Ward trap, but gets caught by mid one. And add another, oh, now the Chronosphere coming out. Nisha's gonna be left alone, but he's one-on-one against Chris Luck, who, at a loss for words, he was so far forward.
Yeah, the rest of his team got the message. They're like, let's hang back, and Chris Luck just decided, I'm gonna step out, dies almost instantly.
Okay, well, now there's another hero without buyback. Schofield and Chris Luck just dying back-to-back like that means Infamous left in a precarious position now. They do not have buyback due to gold on the Shadow Shaman. And same actually goes for the Riki. So if anything, Secret are probably just going to be a little bit timid, thinking maybe there's going to be some buybacks coming in, but very rapidly they realize that this will be 2 lanes of barracks. They can't go for the Megas because of the tier 2 bottom. Have to be careful of Hector though. He can certainly still do a lot. Nisha trying to heal up off the Satanic. Thankfully, you can heal off those Lucians as well as the creeps that spawn. And he also still has an Aegis of Team Secret.
So many different arrows being launched by YapzOr. Decided to go for the -5-second Sacred Arrow cooldown. It's just chucking those out, hoping that one lands.
Boots of travel now for Zai. They've got another hero that can deal with these side lane pushes. They do have buyback on Hector, so well, we'll see whether or not Hector wants to finish off his Scotty that he's trying to build right now. Is this game going to change anymore as we continue to go late? Because it seems like watching these fights and such, Team Secret, the ease of execution, the opportunities that they have with so many heroes having an impact in team fights, it seems like they're just going to hold an advantage for the rest of the game.
It's really hard to fight into them just because of the sheer amount of disabled that they come with. And this SD5, and he continues to grow on my list.
Yeah.
Such an effective hero. The disruption, it feels like one of those heroes, if you don't immediately kill him, he has so much impact in team fights. But he's not easy to immediately kill because he comes in with his own self-save mechanism.
Yeah.
And now that he's got the Ghost Scepter, they've got no real way to pop him. They don't have this magic damage burst. You don't want to have to all in so hard for that 5 position. We saw that in the game where Vici played, if you recall.
Oh, they know. They know where Chris Luck is headed. They're going to drop sentries, seeing he's going to run blindly into the high ground. Chris Luck has other ideas. He's going to push behind this tier 2 mid, seeing if anybody's going to get caught while Hector pushes in that tower. And this is crazy because Secret, they're not actually just going to go for the Megas here. They're actually going to try and catch him from behind. That's going to start with Schofield falling. Now they're going to go into the trees. They're going to catch Stinger, who still holds his global silence. He does have a buyback if he can get the gold from him. The Enchant Totem after Enchant Totem just scouring the area. Finally does manage to find him. A jump forward, a tree volley out, but Chris
Luck on the hunt right now.
Does
got the right idea.
He's
going to run into him.
Just runs a little bit up. He would have gotten the sight disable.
A quarter of an inch up, and he has him there, but throws out the arrow instead. Had the right idea though, YapzOr.
I just can't believe the number of times that Infamous, when they're down on buybacks, they're willing to push out like this.
It's hilarious to me. It's like they always go for it.
Yeah.
And I think Secret is reading that. They're starting to. It's almost like, you know, prize fighter. He understands the movement. He's starting to time things a little bit better, figure out the reach. They're getting used to the fact that Infamous is going to be in those positions.
Just like that bounty room read. That tree volley doing so much damage. What a terrifying ability this late into the game at 50 minutes. Hector trying to hold by himself right now while his 2 supports just need a little bit more time. 33,000 1,000 net worth lead for Team Secret right now. Over 20K experience, as well as they're all hitting their level 25s. Even Puppey is closing in on his. Meanwhile, Chris Luck, I mean, that's one of those 25 talents you really need, especially since he already has the Aghanim Scepter. If he could get the 300 tricks of trade AoE, it would add a lot to these fights.
Oh, Singer, one more tree, but doesn't manage to nab him.
Hector having the balls to just push outside the base and farm.
But Secret is so good about disengaging. They're not giving them any sort of easy fights anymore.
They're not. Very small but passionate number of fans for Infamous. I'm sure back at home,
Dude, this
South
guy's so
America, there is a lot of fans screaming just like him. Cheering on Infamous, for them to be able to bring down the big dogs of Team Secret. But it just seems near impossible in this game with Secret holding such a large lead. That win probability that was once 82% in the favor of Infamous is now up to 94% for Team Secret.
Infamous just did something that gave them an additional 2%. I'm not really sure what Dota Plus thinks that is.
Uh-huh. Maybe it's just Boots of Travel? I can see Boots of Travel being it, right? Because that's the way you're able to like win a defensive fight and then go high, like TP in and go high ground real fast. Blitz just shrugs. Oh.
I don't know. I can tell you how players think. I don't know what AI is gonna do.
Geez, Secret. They just are not going for the high ground push like I expected them to.
No,
but
they're gonna wait for the next
Roshan
rush.
is up, so
If you have this much map
surely
control,
with this,
why not?
yeah.
You win this game, you're one away from being top 6.
And this is an Aghanim Scepter as well, so somebody can grab that. Probably the Void, I'm guessing, since he doesn't have any extra slots.
SD's pretty great too.
Yeah.
And Mirana's not bad either. They've got a lot of options here.
There's the Fisher out onto Schofield. Schofield again does manage to get the Hex out. Mid one, Circle Wards are down the tree volley though, covering that area. Mid one fights underneath it. Hector still trying to chase down mid one with the BKB. He should be able to get away with the Chronosphere out. That tricks to the train allows the Riki to be able to live through it all and manage to get the bash on Nisha as well. They need to finish off Nisha as best as they can underneath the Circle Wards as well, but they just don't really seem to have the damage. Nisha, he's willing to fight both him and Whisper at the same time. Does manage to get the bash onto Whisper.
Hector's
The
just in
RP
there.
trying to go for it, but Chris Luck almost getting bashed to death. Does manage to jump away. Mid one, he tries to hunt him down with the enchant totem, instead turns back with an easier target of Stinger, who will fall and does not have buyback. Hector, he tried to go for the back line. He doesn't kill them, but he does manage to live. He does manage to make his way out of there.
I mean, Hector is 1v3ing, but Secret looking like Achilles out there. No one going down. Very easy fights for them. If your one position gets into a position where he's 1v3ing and
Yeah.
the rest of your team can't fight, it probably means that you're not winning that fight.
Yeah, I mean, because Nisha was also 1v3ing, except for he was almost getting kills. Nisha dropping off a ton of mangoes for himself. But he
It's so annoying
realizes,
playing against Mana Burn.
yeah. Time to, it's gonna need a few seconds to consume all these. But if you just look at that chart, right, look at the blocks of red at the bottom of that network chart, and then just the solitary greens. Destroyed a tower, got a kill on Puppey. For the last 20 minutes of the game, Infamous had not been able to hold on to a single real victory in this game. Secret have just been dominating the map and dominating every fight.
And they still continue to hold the lead. It looks like they're just going to slow down the pace of the game. They're going for the absolute 100%.
Dude, at this point, like, are they just trying to test how much damage Tree Volley can do? He's trying to get a Battle Fury now. He's got Daedalus and Crystallis, and he's looking at a Battle Fury.
42K, the largest lead that we've personally seen in our casts at this TI.
Yeah, that might actually just be the biggest lead. of the tournament as well. Nisha, he's going to pick up the refresher shard in his backpack. It is still on cooldown for 80 seconds, though. He also has not consumed the moon shard yet, so there's still a little room for growth for him. They're just going to keep throwing illusion after illusion of the Phantom Lancer to finish off this tier 3, while they also chuck out a bunch of arrows from YapzOr, just hoping that they get that one hit that they need to provide an opening in the team fight.
Feels like some sort of mini game where there's so much that they have to evade. The tree volley, the Marana arrow.
Chronospheres, the enchant totem jumps in. They're going to lead with the Chronosphere onto the mid lane. Chris Luck's in trouble, and they don't actually have a way to be able to save him, so he just dies like that. Nisha.
And not having a way to save against the Chronosphere feels so rough.
They're going to buy back almost immediately, and there's no need, because they have the Aghanim Scepter, Secret can chill out for 40 seconds here. They're going to have Chronosphere up. That'll also be about the time the Refresher Shard starts coming off cooldown as well.
It's scary when every single Chrono means somebody dies, and they have no way to do anything about it.
Just no saves, as they opted for this Silencer as their 5 position. Secret being so confident, they keep on picking up all the bounty runes, grabbing power runes as well. You just never know where double damage is going to change the fate of this game. Look at this. I mean, they finished off the tier 3. These illusions have been chipping away at the range barracks as well. It'll get the observer board that was laid out as well.
Yeah, Secret not taking any.
Oh, Jace is Hector. You got to be careful at tree volley now. The arrow wants his opportunity to be able to jump in with arrow. Nailing on to Chris Luck. They have to blow the goal of silence here, especially for Schofield stuck inside the trees right now. Nisha beats him to a pulp. Inside the jungle, now drops the Chronosphere. Is going to go for the Riki, who does not have the buyback.
Tree volley.
Raiding death from above, and now that's going to be Megas coming in for Team Secret. They still have a buyback on a Schofield. If Hector can actually finish up this kill on the mid one with Soul Catcher, makes him a little skittish. He jumps away. This is going to be Infamous battling against Megas. They seem kind of okay with this idea. They're not trying to just throw their lives away to beat back Secret.
And they're just hoping for that one fight right now. Whisper still has the RP.
Oh, the RP does get him with the force staff, gets him away. He was looking to be able to get the skewer into the fountain, but instead he dies. He's immediately going to buy back because Hector needs his help. He's going to be chain stunned down, though. Hector, can he jump away? A force staff, a doppelganger. He's a little bit farther, but the volley comes in once again. And Whisper, who just bought back, skewers back to the safety of the fountain.
GG.
But no buyback from Hector means there's no more damage left, even as Whisper finally gets that RP skewer. Look how tanky Secret is, and Infamous. They put up the good fight. They almost had a solid lead. They took 2 ranged barracks. They had an 82% win probability at one point, but Secret just continue to be that ultimate wall, that ultimate high ground defense. You think there's cracks, you think there's little openings, but there's always a trap. There's always the buybacks to turn things around.
Yeah, that one buyback play at Bottom River, that was so sick by Team Secret.
Yep.
The way that they baited, Puppey buys back first, puts them in a position they can't really recover.